Assume I can share my screen now.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Working.
Then let me see, where is my TikTok live? It does show now. Perfect. Okay.
Or was it not showing just now?
No, I was just figuring out the Zoom. Okay, editing some stuff. Hi, Izzy.
So cute. Izzy is so cute. Izzy. Okay. Now YouTube and Facebook.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm gonna start the paper now. I am basically doing a 2019 MGS paper, MGS paper 2, P6. And so let's get it on. Are you all ready? Now, finally. Okay, Izzy, hi, how are you? Now, everyone, a few reminders and what you call this. I would like to share with you some things, some happenings here in Writers at Work before I start. Those of you who know some primary students, we do have an ongoing promotion here in Writers at Work. On let me show it to you. Our ongoing promotions for on this device. For primary students, do know that we are running a one trial promotion. It's a paid trial, but we are allowing one trial sessions for primary. Usually we allow 4 trial lessons. We do 4 trials, but for the month of April and May, you can do 1 trial lesson for primary students. And for those who are in upper primary, we do offer a 5% discount if you sign up for both our pure composition writing program and comprehensive English program by Zam. Finally, secondary students, are you there? We have free trial lessons currently offered until the 31st of May. It's a free trial, yes. So if you want to check out how our classes are being conducted, you want to try out the Writers at Work lesson and really experience it for yourself, come and join us for a free trial class here in Writers at Work for our secondary students. Yeah. Now, of course, the live session would still be something that you can join and learn some techniques. It's just kind of like a glimpse of how we teach the Writers at Work lesson here. Hello, Sam and Coco. Hello. So this is basically what do you call this? We are currently running this promotions. If you want secondary students and primary students, if you want to experience the lessons before the examination seasons, you can definitely come and join us. Yeah. Sam and Coco, is it Sam as in Samantha? I'm so excited to see you in the live. Okay. Let me go through a few grammar questions and see if you are able to do some of the questions, everyone. Feel free to drop your answers. Also, feel free to drop your answers. Let's turn this live session into something like a safe space for everyone to learn. So drop in your answers. If you're not sure, it's okay. We'll have to correct you and see how we can get this answer correctly every single time. Question number 1. Have you ever blanked a camel in the desert before? Ask the tour guide. What do you think? Joey says number 4. Well, okay. Silent Salt says road. Have you ever, okay, my clue for you for this question, right, is the word have. Okay. And when you use has, have, or had, you follow it basically with the past participle form of the verb. Okay, so given these options, right, your verb is basically the word ride. That's the present tense, that's the infinitive form. Nonetheless, the past tense, the road is the past tense. Both of these are present. Present. And so you are left with number 4. which is your past participle. So every time you use has, have, and had, you do follow it with a past participle form. Therefore, the answer is number 4. Good job. It's number 4. Okay. Yes, Joey, very good. Now, when we talk about past participle form, let me just write this down here. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. And then past participle. Mostly because there's basically about, I would say, 4 types or 3 types. The first type is the one where the present tense, the past tense, and the past participle are the same. So, are different. So, for example, the word ride. Who can tell me what's the past tense for this? You saw it just earlier. What's the past tense first? And now you realize that past participle is written. So your clue here has, have, or had. And then the past tense is rode. Very good. So this is the first type. So this is the one you should be kind of making sure that you know all 3 because they're not the same. So you can't just wing it. You have to know it, right? There is, it's the same way for speak, spoke, spoken. It's the same way for, what else? Take, took, taken, right? So all 3 are different. They are spelled differently. There is another one where the past tense and the past participle are the same. Let's say walk. What do you think is the past tense and the past participle of walk? I gave you a clue just now that both of them are actually the same. Yes, very good. So for this, sometimes you get lucky because then it doesn't need any changing. I have walked down that path before. I walked around that area yesterday. Okay, so you cannot say walk in, huh? So it's not actually walk in. Now, Doe, you are talking about read, read, and read. Okay, that is the 4th type. I'm gonna talk. Okay, let's just turn that into the 3rd type. Okay, I'll give it to you. 3rd type is all of them are the same. Okay, but do note for read, yeah, for read it's a different pronunciation. Read, read, read. Okay, but this the spelling is the same. That's the 3rd type, so no problem. Just repeat it. The 4th type is when the present tense and the past participle are the ones that are the same. For example, run. What's the past tense of run? Ran. Very good. But what's the past participle? Do I say I have ran? I have ran that course before. Actually, you don't say ran again. The past participle is I have run that course before. Yes. It goes back to this. Okay? Yes. It's the same for come. You say the people have come to join us. Okay? So it is this one and this one are the same. Okay? For this case, all 3 are the same. For case number 2, these 2 are the same. And for case number 1, nothing is the same. Clear? So be mindful of that. If you want practice, it's important that you practice this because this one is important. The first type, because they're all different. And this one is a usual pitfall, the number 4, because sometimes you forget that you have to use run again for the past participle. Okay, now Sammy Spider is asking, Cher, can you teach maths? I cannot, mostly because that's not my forte, so I don't want to end up teaching you something that's wrong. Yeah. Now let's proceed to number 2. The teacher made her students blank the classroom before allowing them to go for their break. Okay. Now, the teacher made her students blank the classroom. This is a commonly tested question in a sense that you see a pattern here. And there is some, I call this, there is a pattern here that is very specific, and you call it, there's something that you call it. We call it the VNV rule. When you see that a verb, a noun, and another verb is being used in, is being used in sequence, okay? Normally, the second verb can bear two different forms, and have a look and see what do you think is the answer. By 5 to 9 says number 3. Do you all agree with by 5 to 9's answer? Do you think it's number 3? Made her students cleaned. Ah, it's restricted. Okay, so the live has been restricted. And I do not know why, so let us appeal, everyone. Perhaps they think that they probably think I am recorded. Okay, let's submit our appeal. Okay, thank you for the follow only Chinese. Sammy Spider goes for number 1. Now, if you notice, it's the VNV sequence. Your second verb should either be base form or in its ing form. Okay, therefore you can cancel 1 and 2. No, you can cancel 2 and 3. But normally they like to test you on base form, because students are always fall for this kind of question, and then sometimes you think it is past tense, but it is actually base form. Okay, and sometimes you may wonder, what if I use ing? When do I know when to use base form or ing? For ing, they will normally give you a clue in the question, a clue to tell you that the sentence is an ongoing action. The verb is an ongoing action. Okay. For this case, it says the made her students blank the classroom before allowing them to go for a break. It is not an ongoing action at the time the question is done. So that means to say the answer is number 1, clean. Made her students clean the classroom before allowing them to go for their break. So very good, Sammy Spider. Well done. Let's move on to number 3. My grandmother enjoys taking long walks. I will accompany her to the park should she blank us during the holidays. Should she? So your clue here is the word should. When you have your model verbs, it is always followed by what form? Should, could, might. You always, when you use that, the verb that comes after it should be in what form? Drop your answers and let's see if you are correct, everyone. What do you think is the answer? Why are you so soft-spoken? Soft-spoken in a sense that you cannot hear me clearly, is it? Is it too... 5 to 9, very good. It is actually base form. Base form, just to do a quick recap in case you're, like very calm and natural. Oh, I thought you couldn't hear me well. Oh, thank you. I will take that as a compliment. There is nothing to be not calm about, so that is why I'm very calm. Now, base form, everyone, remember the base form of the verb is when you go back to its original form without the s, without the es, without ed, without ing. So that means to say walk, sing, act, dance, read, right? That's the base form. And because you have this here, we need a base form for that. That's the same way we say you might want to eat now, right? Might is a modal verb. You use a base form for it. Okay. You should do this. So you say do, that's the base form. I could help you. help base form. So it is followed by base form. So the answer is number 1. Okay. All right. Very good. Now number 4. Let's go. If she blank, you were going to the party. We should have gone to. Now, what do you think is the answer for this one, everyone? Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Number two. Sammy, your answer is number 2. New. If she blank, you were going to the party she would have gone to. Okay, so everyone, this is can I check what level are you in right now? These Doey, Sammy, Spider, Alvin, DJ. What level are you currently in? Just wondering. Okay. Now you are dealing with conditionals here. If you master this, you will definitely get this question correctly every single time. Now, primary 6. Okay, I see Doey. Now, Doey, conditionals are commonly tested concepts. So as a primary 6 student, you should master this, huh? There are 4 types. The first one is, I thought you knew mine already, DJ teacher. I am very forgetful. I will try to remember. But sometimes, here and there, I forget. Remind me, if you would, please. Now, conditionals, I will tell you about the 3 types because the first type is a zero conditional. So zero conditional is for universal truths, and so you keep it to present tense. Now, conditional type 1 is when you deal with things that are likely to happen. So if I can, I what? Memorize these 3 lines so you always remember the format of the 3 types of conditionals. If I can, I. Who can finish this for me, please? DJ, you're sec 4. I see. Oh yeah, you just said, oh my god, something is not braining today, DJ, because you just literally told me you did your oral examination recently. Okay, if I can, okay. Now, those of you who are trying, thank you. But if the if statement is in present tense, your consequence should be in future tense. If I can, I will. Okay? So this is the conditional you use for things that are likely to happen. So if I study, I will pass. If she sings well, she will win the competition. Okay, so the if statement is in present tense, the consequence will be in future tense. Okay, now the second one, what if the if statement is in past tense? If I could, how would you finish this? I what? Now give this one a try. So conditional type 2 is normally used for wishes or hypothetical statements. Okay, very good. By 5 to 9 and Doey, I would. So this is when you notice that the if statement is in past tense, so your consequence would use would. If I studied, okay, I would pass. If I ate, I would not be hungry. Okay, so you use would. Okay, the third type is the one that I call a regret. It is something you can no longer change because it has already happened in the past. So I usually ask my students to memorize this. If I had studied, I what would have passed. So now you notice that the if statement is had studied. It's like in past perfect form. I will just say past perfect form because you have had plus past participle. Then your consequence would have. The second type is just would, right? But the third type is would have or would not have, right? So in that case, you go back to the question. The if statement is a blank, so there's no clue there. But your consequence is there. Now, looking at the consequence in the question, she would have gone to, which conditional type has the same format? Type 1, type 2, or type 3? This makes things easier, right? Because the consequence in the question says she would have gone to. Mm-hmm. Okay, our appeal has been approved. So, what type, what conditional type are we using for this one? Can someone tell me? Sure, did you know about the decisions we all made, the names for the capybara yesterday? Oh, you made a name for this new capybara? Is it this one? I don't know. Update me. What's the name? What are your suggestions for the name of the capybara? And has it been finalized? Yeah. Alvin says type 3. I named it Momo. Oh, that's a cute name. I remember Momo from Avatar, The Last Airbender, because Aang had a very close pet named Momo as well in that show. I love that name. That's a good name. Now, Alvin says type 3. Now, it says would have. That means to say this is type 3, correct? Therefore, we follow the if statement of type 3, which is had plus past participle. So the answer is number 4. Okay? So when dealing with conditionals, just remember the 3 statements. If I can, I will. If I could, I would. If I had studied, I would have passed. Then it will help you remember what's the format for every type. If I can, I will. That helps you to remember if statement present, consequence is future. If I could, I would. If statement is past, consequence is would. Then type 3, if I had studied, if statement is had plus past participle, consequences would have. Yeah, be mindful of that. If you want to take a screenshot of this note here, feel free to do so. You master this and you will get this correctly every single time. It's commonly tested both in grammar, MCQ, and even in SNT as well. Okay, now Sammy Spider, are you in SG? Yes, we are all in SG. We are actually in our office right now in Tiong Bahru, and we have a branch here, same building, different level. So if you want to catch our classes here at our Tiong Bahru branch, come to Central Plaza, level 6. We have a Righteous at Work branch here. Yeah. All right, number 5. Susan bakes the birthday cake for Mother Blank. Father asks, oh, you have a question tag. What do you think is the answer here? Hey, sure, do you teach MOE school? At the moment, I am working in Righteous at Work. So, no, I'm not teaching at MOE school at the moment. I am with Righteous at Work, so come join us. I do have a Sunday class if you want to check it out. Yeah, in front is plus VE, so back is VE. What do you mean, Doe? Okay, so this is a question tag. Okay, Doe, I think, what kind of rule is it if this is synthesis? What kind of rule is it if this is in the synthesis question? What do you mean? Question tag is question tag. Oh, you mean to say it can be questioned differently in SNT. The question tag can be turned into a direct speech to reported speech. It can also be a conjunction question, okay? But normally question tags are not that common in SNT. If you want to talk about commonly tested questions for SNT, I would say it would be direct speech to reported speech, active to passive voice, your BFFs meaning they will test if you can use the prefer to, would rather than, no sooner had plus not, or from this from and to, between and. So those are the BFFs. They can also test you cause and effect for SNT. These are the most commonly tested ones, and the ones that require you to change the word form. So practice converting verb to a noun or adjective to a noun. Usually that conversion is required for when you do synthesis and transformation. Okay. Now, Joey, you say question tag positive, negative, negative, positive. So you have a statement and then you have a question tag. If the statement is positive, your question tag is negative, and then vice versa. Okay. Now, in this case, if you look at the statement, right, there is no word that makes it negative. Okay. You know the statement is negative when you see the word not, never, rarely, barely. Okay. Now, it does not bear any negative words, so we would have to say that this is positive. Now, your verb is baked. Okay. They used an action verb. If an action verb is being used for question tag, it's basically using do, does, or did. And because it is in past tense, it's used as did. So how do you turn did into negative since the statement is positive? Turning it to negative is just adding the word not, right? So the answer is number 3, didn't she? We got it. Very good, Joey and DJ. Yeah. So be mindful of that. Question tag is also one of those commonly tested questions in grammar, and once you master the rule, of course, English language has rules and there's exceptions to the rule. Yeah. So while you are before you even master the exceptions, know the rule first. Master the rule. Okay. Now let's go to number 6. The soldier blank leg was amputated is learning how to walk with his prosthetic leg. Okay, we are basically talking about ownership here. We want to say that we are talking about the soldier's leg. Okay, so which word do you use to talk about possession or ownership? Okay, Joey says number 4. This one is pretty easy, right? The WWW. Yeah, the triple W. Very good, very good, very good. Alvin says number 4. Okay, we are quite quick and easy for number 6, right? Anyone else before we move on? Yes, indeed, the answer is number 4. Remember, whose is the one you use for anything related to possession or ownership. So that's why we say, whose phone is this? When you find something, whose pen is this? Okay, but be careful, huh? There is a difference between this word and this contraction. Okay, when you see that there's an apostrophe, it's obviously a short form for who is. Okay, two different terms. Two different terms. Hi, I'm Mariah. Mariah, hello. And why is your name Jacob now? Okay, everyone, let's move on to number 7. Your answer differs blank mine. Either you or I am wrong. Okay. This is a collocation. You're looking for the word that pairs with the word differs. What do you think is the answer? Mm-hmm. Joey says number 3 differs from. Okay, I beg to differ. Okay, Alvin says number 3 as well. So you beg to differ, DJ. Does that mean you have a different answer? Is that it? You have a different answer for us, DJ? Mm-hmm. Never mind, it's 3. It is differ from. So you can say my answer or my opinion differs from yours. Okay. Okay. So it's collocation. These two words go together. The answer is number 3. Now, he never gave up hope, blank his many setbacks. I admire him for his grit and tenacity. Now, you have here a couple of words. This is okay. One thing I would like to highlight in this question is that you are given a second sentence. Like, why would they give another sentence without a blank in it? Why put it there? Usually they do that to give you more clue to figure out the correct answer. So never ever forgo additional information. Because some of you are too lazy, right? You stop reading at the blank, for example, or you stop reading here. You just move on to find the answer without finishing the entire sentence, and so that causes some careless mistakes. You lose some marks for questions you could have actually gotten correctly. So always remember to read the entire questions. Additional sentences are there to give you more clue. Okay, he never gave up blank. He never gave up hope, blank his many setbacks. I admire him for his grit and tenacity. Okay, now, what do you think is the answer for this one? Alvin says number 3. Joey says number 3. How long will this take, Happy Spider? I'll be with you until around 7 o'clock. Okay, so I have about 40 minutes or less. with you. Very good. What? It's restricted again. Okay. Now, everyone, the answer is indeed number 3, despite his many setbacks. Setbacks here is challenges, right? So you use despite to put together something that's contrasting, okay? Meaning to say positive, and then this one is negative. You put it together, you use the word despite, okay? Let's move on to number 9. A fund for the victims of the earthquake blank set up last week after the Red Cross Society appealed for help. Now, a fund for victims of the earthquake blank set up last week after the Red Cross Society appealed for help. Now, this is the type of question. Thank you for sharing the live, Doe. Yeah. Now, where is the short hair era? Oh, this is the first time, this is the longest I've actually grown my hair, Mariah, in the past, I would say, 8-10 years of my life. So for the longest time, I've kept it short, but there's an important reason why I have kept it long this time. Okay, Joey says number 3. Now, this is a type of question that actually tests if you know where to find the actual subject of your sentence. Because sometimes the subject is not easy to find, and sometimes it's long, sometimes it's more than one word. The subject is the main topic of your sentence. So for example, if I say she is pretty, she is the subject, right? Or if I say the student is hardworking, the student is the subject. This one, for example, the subject is a subject phrase, and therefore they like to trick you because you have to know whether the subject is singular or plural, okay? So let's see if you can figure it out. A fund for the victims of the earthquake. So it's quite long, right? But the main subject is actually the fund. And it says, therefore it's singular. But this type of question as well is testing you 2 concepts. Subject-verb agreement, where you need to make sure your subject and your verb are the same. Singular, singular, plural, plural. But it's also testing your tense. And this is one of the reasons, and this is another reason why I need you to read the entire question, because you may be tested on more than one grammar concept. Okay? It says last week. So therefore, I have to know that it's singular, but I also have to know that it's in the past. Correct? So when you knew it was singular, you can already cancel are and were, but you are still left with two options, is and was. Both of them are for singular. So then you'd have to figure out the tense. It says last week. Therefore, my answer should be number 3. So be careful. That could be one of the pitfalls. Okay. Is present. It's past. Set up last week. Doey. So must use a past tense. Yeah. So it's number 3. You get what I mean? You get what I mean? Now, let's end strong for this. Hi, Adrian. Let's end strong for grammar questions, everyone. Let's see. Drop in your answer for number 10. The manager of the company came blank fire for mistreating his workers. Okay. So this is, it's grammar, but it's also testing you. It's slightly vocab as well. It's slightly vocab in a sense that it's a collocation. This is a phrase that means to say you are criticized or you're attacked for something. You're being criticized for something. Guess we should add color. Mariah. It would cost them a lot because there's a lot of students who take the PSLE every year. So for the sake of saving money, maybe not, but I understand what you mean when you want a very colorful paper. Okay. Hello, A. Hi, A. A says hi to Adrian. The science pictures are so saturated. Okay, now this is a phrase. If you complete this phrase means to be criticized. So basically the manager is being criticized by his workers because he was mistreating them. Okay. So what do you think is a complete phrase for this? So it's kind of grammar, but really testing you slightly about vocabulary. Came what fire? How would you complete this phrase? Drop in your answer. I'll give you about 10 seconds. Came into fire, is it? That's not one of the options, Zoe. Maybe choose one from the four options. All right, let's go, everyone. Uh-huh. Who else wants to give this one a try? Drop in your answer, please. Zoe came under fire. The layout of the paper already makes me sleepy. Came over fire. Alvin says came under fire. I don't know. Okay, it's good to know this. Okay, A says under as well. So we are between a couple of answers. Okay, it's good to know this phrase. The phrase is actually came under fire. Number three. So the manager came under fire for mistreating his workers. Came under fire meaning to say he was being criticized or he was being attacked for something. Okay, so that's the phrase. Very good. I'll give you all a ring of the bell. Good job for your answers for grammar. At least we got to revise today. Quick recap. Your conditionals. Remember the three types. If I can, I will. If I could, I would. If I had studied, I would have passed. We did a quick recap on your question tag as well, and your V and V rule. Okay, and then a couple more reminders as to making sure you read the entire question, sometimes being tested in more than one grammar concept for a question. Okay, now good job, everyone. Let's try and test out your vocabulary skills and see if you can continue to grow your vocabulary. Let's go. Yeah. Can I retake PSLE English? Do you want to? Mariah, we'd rather move forward and continue improving than settle, than linger in the past, yeah? You have done your very best when it was your time to do PSLE. Yeah. Now, the application to go on overseas learning journey was blanked by the principal. Okay. What do you think is the answer? I think I learned more here than from my English. Zoe, I am flattered by what you said. Yeah, I am flattered by what you said. But we try what we can here. I'm happy you're here. Okay, Alvin, Zoe, and Adrian says number 3. You're saying that the application to go on an overseas learning journey was approved by the principal. Now, let's see. Let's try to define all the other words first and see if you're actually correct or you want to change your mind. So application to go overseas, and then it's the principal, right? So if I am a student of this school and I want to go overseas, I would need my application to be what by the principal? Do I need it verified? If you verify something, you're checking for what? Accuracy. That's not the principal's job. Okay, so if I say I need to verify your identity by checking your ID, show me your ID, I need to verify your identity, then that's it. So verify cannot be the answer. Certified is when something is certified, it's actually officially recognized. Officially recognized because it's meeting a certain standard, meeting standards that are usually set. So let's say this product is certified. This is a certified product. That means to say maybe this has gone through the food authority, and then they have this product meet the standards set by the food authority, right? So the principal is not certifying the application. The principal is indeed approving it. Approving means you are given permission. You need the principal's permission, basically, or officially accepted. Okay. Sponsored. Why can't it be that the principal sponsored? Because sponsoring something would mean you are financially, okay, supported. Applications for overseas can be sponsored as well, but number 1 is not the principal who's going to do that. And number 2, if they really want you to answer sponsored, they would have given a clue that what you are looking for is financial support. Okay, so good job everyone on number 3. Now let's move on to number 12. Amy was so excited after her trip to Disneyland that she spoke blank to her friends about her holiday there. Okay, let's see. Incessantly, periodically, occasionally, and intermittently. What is the right? She's excited, that's number 1, after her trip to Disneyland, that she spoke blank to her friends about her holiday there. So like, oh my god, I did this, I was like that. Okay, she was so happy that she had to speak in a specific manner. What do you think is the answer? So Otter, Adrian, and Alvin says number three. Dowie is doing his elimination method. But I just keep on coming back incessantly. Okay, now incessantly, let's define the words. Okay, let's define the words. Intermittently is stopping and starting. Okay, at irregular intervals. It could be regular as well, actually. So that's why some people do intermittent fasting. Okay, when they're doing intermittent fasting, they eat for a specific window and then they stop eating for this specific window. So they stop and start. They stop and stop. That's why they call it. Sorry, my pen fell. Give me a moment. Okay. Sorry. So, for example, the good use of this is intermittent fasting. Okay. Now, how about occasionally? Occasionally basically means generally, you say sometimes, right? It's seldom. Okay. Periodically is more regular, but they are in intervals. Okay. Periodically is regular intervals. And then incessantly. Incessantly basically means that continuously without stopping. Okay, she was very excited to arrive home and hug her dog, so she knocked on the door incessantly. Okay, so if Amy was so extremely excited, it must be that she's talked nonstop to her friends to, share whatever it is that happened to her in Disneyland. So you are all correct. The answer is indeed number one, incessantly. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Dowie, I'm a she. Oh, I'm sorry, Dowie. Dowie, thank you. Yeah, I will call you a she from now on. Okay. Number 13, when Devi was reading a book, she blanked a word that she did not know. She had to use a dictionary to look up its meaning. You are being given phrasal verbs here. And you have to master your phrasal verbs because there's hundreds of them, if not thousands. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. What do you think is the answer? I got interviewed at North Point when I was trying to come back home. Interesting. I like that it's being used in a sentence as well. Yes. What do you think is the answer? You say came across. She came across a word. When you come across something, you kind of like find it by chance. Okay. So does that fit? Find something by chance. Does that fit everyone? Yes, it does. Yeah, you come across something, okay, while reading. She kind of like, oh my god. You know what I mean? You came up, okay, I need you, for example, I say, come up with ideas for the learning journey or come up with ideas for your science fair project. If you come up with something, okay, it arose in conversation or plan it. Or you can just say the subject just came up while I was talking to my friend. Okay, it came up, it was mentioned or mentioned. Or it could also mean plan it. Okay, it came down. Okay, that one is pretty straightforward. And came through. She came through despite the perilous journey. So if you came through, that means you succeed in a difficult situation, you survived it, so you came through. Congratulations. Okay. Now, I want the year to slow down. Dowie, I know. Yeah. But the concept of time being fast and slow is really about how you manage it. Yeah. And how you're feeling, right? Because sometimes when you're so happy, you feel like time passes. And then when you're struggling, you feel like time is extremely slowing down. When you need more time, you feel like time is so fast. When you're running out of time, right? So it's a lot in the mind. Okay, so manage it well, manage it well. This year's going by faster than my PSLE year. No, I can't. My nervous system is coming through my whole ass. I think people. Yes, I know, I know. So I'm happy that you're actually here because I would still say that you are using your TikTok time for something productive because you are learning in this live session. So you're making good use of it. I think do not spend so much time ruminating. I need you to take action. Okay, what do I do next? Day by day. I do next. I study, I revise. But when you plan it out, make sure the revision is there, but the rest is also there. Rest is part of the process so your brain can take in whatever it is that you have just revised. Wow. I was doing my assessment book, then I looked at my clock. Guess what time? Wow, 4 a.m. What? Ah, that's insane. Please put some um please put some alarm, please. Sometimes I know it gets like you get in the zone, right? But do try to do the Pomodoro method, but change it because the Pomodoro technique tells you to work um for 25 minutes and get a 5 minute break and then 25 minutes again and 5 minute break. But you can adjust that. Let's say I find myself going in the zone for straight 1 hour and a half. So do it that way. I'll set an alarm for 1 hour and a half, and then I'll get my 10 minute, 15 minute breaks after. Then I'll set an alarm for another 1 hour and a half, and then I'll set my break after. But put some alarms, please, so you don't really, you're literally burning the midnight oil. It can be lamp as well, actually. So burning the midnight oil or burning the midnight lamp is an idiom. And the fun thing about idioms is that there is a reason why they started to be used by people. Because in the past, when people study, right, over the night, they will use like this lamp or oil and it will run out, right? So you're using it all up. And so came the line burning the midnight oil. Yeah. So now, yeah, that's about it. So the answer is number three. What is personification? DJ, personification is a literary device where you are giving human qualities to something that's not human. So when I say the sun is smiling on me, upon me, right? The sun is not human, but I'm giving it human quality like smiling, right? That's personifying the sun. That's personification. Or if I say the shoes, okay, danced like it has its own life. Yeah. Or you can say the trees were swaying. So tree is non-human. Swaying kind of like is a word you use to usually for humans. So you're personifying the trees. You're kind of turning non-humans to kind of like humans by the words you use to describe them. Dancing trees, okay, smiling sun, okay, from the word person itself. Yeah. Okay, so we are no longer restricted. My goodness, we're always restricted. Okay, number 14. Let's move on to number 14, everyone. The children were careful as they climbed the blank wooden steps of the dilapidated house. Okay. What dilapidated is kind of like a rundown, huh? Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think is the answer? Hi, Layrel. Is it Layrel? Let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, everyone, what is your answer for this? The children were careful as they climbed the rickety wooden steps, shoddy wooden steps, shabby wooden steps, or ragged wooden steps. You think the answer is all four. But the thing is, you have to be very precise. They're checking your precision in vocabulary. So there is one answer that really is closest to the most precise word to be used to describe the wooden steps. The house is dilapidated, so it's run down. So we're looking for a word that means weak. The wooden steps are weak. The wooden steps are unstable, so they are likely to collapse. So what's the word for that? I think it's five, falling apart. There is one word for that, Joey. When something is falling apart, that it's likely to collapse soon. Yeah. Alvin goes for number one. Adrian is also asking one. Okay. You're all going for rickety, is it? I'd give it to you. You're correct. The answer is Indeed, rickety. Okay. Yeah. It's weak, unstable. What about shoddy? If something is shoddy, right, it's poorly made. So it's more toward how something is made. Saying that something is very low quality. Okay. Shabby is old, worn out. Very close, right? The words are very close in meaning. But usually you use shabby for clothing, right? You use it for how a person is what are they wearing. So contextually that you don't use that word to describe the wooden steps. Okay. And ragged is torn or frayed. So the words are very close to each other, but contextually they are used differently in different contexts. Same thing, this one is usually for fabric or clothing. Okay, so indeed the answer is number one. Yeah, I was wondering which word is best suited for the question. Yeah, so that's how they try to trick you. They give you four options that are kind of close to each other, but you have to be very precise with your vocabulary such that you look at the context and see which word is best used for that context. Okay, now let's move on to number 5. When Faisal won the championship for the speech competition, he was so blank with shock that he was speechless for a moment. He couldn't talk. Blank with shock that he couldn't talk for a while, for maybe a few seconds. I couldn't believe it for a few moments. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Joey says 3, Alvin 3. No idea the piece in English if I'm being completely honest. Hey, you survived nonetheless. Very hard to remember things that are traumatic. Okay, you're all going for number 3, is it? Overwhelmed with shock that he was speechless for a moment. You are correct. Yes, it's overwhelmed with shock. Good job. Well done. Okay, now I have 15 minutes left with all of you. I want to do quick fire round of editing. Okay, quickly check your spelling abilities and also your grammar abilities. Okay, let's do a quick round of editing, everyone. Okay, quick fire round, huh? That means to say we gotta do this below 15 minutes. Okay, let's go. Everyone ready? Quick fire round. Dear diary, I woke at the crack of dawn and went to the harbor to start work with other coolies. Now, ready. We are getting an idea that our passage today is a diary. Okay. It was another grueling day of work. Grueling, this is a spelling error. How do you think we should spell the word grueling? Grueling. Okay. G-R-U-E. Very good. L-L-I-N-G. Good job. Well done. Grueling day at work. As many ships carrying cargo. Cargoes. Okay, arrived. Okay, cargoes are goods that you carry on a ship or an aircraft. Yeah. So cargoes. Now, this is another spelling error. That's a clue I'm giving you. What do you think? How should you spell cargoes? Okay, cargoes. A. It's okay. It's okay. Just drop in your answer. Very good. Clara, I will just drop one of the letters. Cargoes is spelled like this. And I'm actually quite happy to see that because the wrongly spelled word is in plural, you also gave me plural. Okay? For when you're correcting spelling errors in editing, keep the word form. If they spelled it wrongly in an ing form, you give the correct spelling in an ing form. If they spelled it wrongly in singular, you keep it in singular. Okay? Now, the gunny sacks of rice, boxes of goods were extremely heavy and the day seemed to be endless. Extremely, I would say you're all good at this. Spelling again, how to spell extremely. Quick fire around everyone. Type it in. 1, 2, 3. One more person to try extremely. 4, very good. Extreme. And because the wrongly spelled word is an adverb, we give an adverb correct spelling as well. Very good, extremely well done. The day seemed to be endless. We worked for hours and rarely take a break. This is not a grammatical error. As a clue, you are being tested on tense. You notice that it says worked for hours and rarely what? Parallel it. Make sure the tense is consistent. Very good. Past tense. Rarely took a break. My back felt like it would break if I lifted another sack, but with persevering, I soldiered on. Okay, persevering is actually spelled correctly. So this is a grammatical error. You have to provide the correct word form. Okay, and the correct word form should be what? So persevering, that's an ing form. You need to change it to, some of you are saying noun. Okay, it's spelled wrongly. It's spelled correctly. So this is a grammar error, not spelling. That means grammar, you change the word form, we need the noun. And the noun for persevering is perseverance. Good job. And with perseverance, I soldiered on thinking about my family back from China. Now, this is back what? What is the correct word for this? You need the right preposition that talks about the preposition you use when you talk about locations when referring to a country or a large place. You usually use this preposition. Very good. Back in China. Well done. Everyone, you are on a roll. Continue. I ate a small bowl of porridge at lunch and went back to work immediately. How do you spell immediately? This is spelling error. Also a commonly misspelled word. Drop it in. Yeah, very good, very good. Immediately. Good job. Okay. We moved the sacks and boxes from the harbor to the warehouse. Warehouse is spelling error, everyone. Okay. How do you spell where and house? Put it together. W-A-R-E. Very good. Warehouse. Now I see Alvin. Okay, I see Jay. Okay, Mariah. Not houseware, warehouse. Yeah. Normally the wrongly spelled word, even if it's spelled wrongly, they will try to spell it wrongly in such a way that the sound still bears the original sound. Okay. I worked to the point of exhausted and could barely move. Exhausted is actually spelled correctly. So this is a grammatical error. Again, wrong word form. Exhausted is an adjective. I need you to turn it into a noun. What's the noun for exhausted, everyone? Joey, DJ, very good. Exhaustion. To the point of exhaustion, okay? Upon complete of our work for the day, upon complete, again, grammatical error, word form. I need it to be in a noun. Upon what? I need a noun of complete. Turn it into a noun. This seems so stressful. I don't intend to stress you. Upon completion. Very good. The noun of complete is completion. Okay. And we were then permitted to return to our overcrowded rooms to rest. Not a very good condition, right? Not a very good working condition. Permitted. Permitted is a spelling error. So keep it past tense because the word is in past tense. From the word permit, right? Turn it into past tense. Double the final letter, add ed. Good job. Okay. By that time, it was already in the wee hours and everyone had to drag their bodies home and passed out once they lay down on their blankets. Backbreaking work under the sun for long hours are just a typical day as a coolie. What do you think? R is obviously spelled correctly, so this is a grammatical error. You could say that this could either be subject verb agreement or tense. Be careful. We're just, okay. First, subject verb agreement. Back-breaking work under the sun for long hours. Singular or plural? Oh, sorry, I forgot O and N. Thank you, Toby. Okay, singular or plural? This is a very long subject, but the subject is back-breaking work. This is one single action. Therefore, it's what? Backbreaking work under the sun for long hours, just typical day as a coolie. They're talking about a typical day. That means to say you're talking about something that happens regularly. And when something happens regularly, you use a present tense for it. So the answer is. Okay? Firstly, because backbreaking work is a singular action, your subject is singular. Number two, the sentence is phrased in a way that it's something that's regular, so it is present tense. So the answer is. Be careful. Now, however, after thinking of my family who will be better off with the money earned from my hard work, I feel that it is all worth it. Okay, very good job, everyone. You have completed the work. Now, since, oh, is it? Am I lagging too much from everyone? Is it okay? Okay, now is it? Thank you for your update. Now, because I see that you're also, I talked about present tense, past tense, and past participle earlier. I'm gonna do a quick check if you know your past participles. Ken, just me testing if you know. I'm gonna start with drive. Type 2 words for me in your answer. Give me the past tense and give me the past participle. Remember your past participle, you use this after has, have, or had. Okay. What is your answer? Drive, drove, and do you say she has drove the car? Drive, drove, driven. Okay, good. Let's move on to steal. Type 2 words for me. 2 words. Type 2 words in the same comment. Give me the past tense and give me the past participle. Stole, stolen. Good job. Okay. Stole, stolen. Now, I'm moving on. Ready? I am going to give you this one. Let's say the present tense is ring. What do you think? Rang, rung. The bells have rung, is it? Good job. The bells rang yesterday. The bells have just rung. Very good. Are you? You're doing well. You're doing well. Let's move on to tear. Like psh. Very good. I am seeing very good answers. Tore, torn. Well done, well done, well done. Now, let's move on to spread. Let's see. What do you think? Okay, spread is the type where it never changes. Past tense is spread. Past participle is spread. Okay? So spread cut, put, all of them same. Last one before I let you go. Beat. What do you think is the answer? Last one. Beat. I see. Okay. B-I-T and B-E-A-T are different, huh? Okay. So this one is still beat, and the past participle becomes beaten. Good job, everyone. Okay. Oh, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Those of you who are quite new here, remember to follow us if you have not yet so we can do more live sessions together. We'll be doing more papers to continue strengthening our grammar, vocab, and comprehension skills. Feel free to share the live sessions to your friends. So let's learn together. More fun to learn with friends, yeah? When are you doing live again? My live is usually on Fridays and Sundays, so I can see you again on Sunday afternoon if you are available. I'll be live 4:15 to 6:15 on Sunday. Yeah, everyone. Nonetheless, on other days we are still live, but different live hosts. You gotta meet Teacher Agnes, Teacher Jody, Teacher Jamie's, and we'll continue learning together. Okay, thanks so much, everyone. If you have any questions about Writers of Works classes, both comprehensive English program and pure composition writing program, feel free to visit our website. Thanks, everyone, and have a good weekend ahead to all of you. Bye bye.